You're not restless because something's wrong with you. You're restless because something's waking up inside you. The uneasiness you feel isn't random. It's spiritual agitation, and God is allowing it because comfort would kill your calling. That internal tension, it's a sign you've outgrown where you are, but you're still holding on to it like it's your safety net. And here's the shocking truth. What once was a blessing is now becoming a burden, not because it's bad, but because it's expired. You keep praying for peace, but peace doesn't always come in the waiting room. Sometimes peace only arrives once you move. That restless stirring isn't the enemy attacking, it's heaven announcing. God is trying to stretch your faith, but you keep clinging to routine like it's your refuge. You're frustrated because you want new fruit while staying rooted in old soil. Like the Israelites wandering the desert, you've mistaken movement for progress when God's been trying to lead you out of cycles, not around them. Exodus 16 wasn't just about manna, it was about obedience in transition. You're craving clarity, but God rarely gives clarity before calling. He told Abraham, "Go to the land I will show you," Genesis 12:1, not go where it makes sense. That discontent in your spirit isn't just a feeling, it's a divine signal that your current season is too small for your next assignment. And yes, it feels like being stuck between who you were and who you're becoming, but that's exactly where transformation happens. You're not broken, you're being built, but you can't be rebuilt without being undone first, and that's why you're restless. The foundation is being shaken so it can be reinforced. Romans 8:28 says all things work together, but it never said they'd feel good while they're working. God isn't punishing you, He's positioning you. The longer you resist, the heavier the restlessness becomes, not because you're doing something wrong, but because staying still has become disobedience. Jonah didn't feel peace running from Nineveh. He found it in surrender, even if surrender looked like a storm. Your storm right now might just be the transportation to your purpose. You've prayed for purpose, but when God started rearranging things, you called it spiritual warfare instead of answered prayer. Sometimes He disrupts what's familiar to develop what's faithful. You're still asking Him to bless what He's trying to bury. It's time to let the door close without needing an explanation. The danger isn't in being restless. The danger is numbing it until you no longer hear God's tug. Stop blaming the devil for a divine disturbance. The job that used to fulfill you suddenly feels empty. The relationships that once felt aligned now feel foreign. That's not confusion, it's divine discontent. You've been praying for more, but more requires movement. Moses didn't see the Red Sea part until he stepped forward. You want the sea to split before you leave Egypt, but faith doesn't work like that. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, not the evidence you already have." The truth is, you know you've changed, but you keep trying to live like you haven't, and that inner conflict is what's making you restless. You're hiding the new version of yourself to protect the comfort of others. But God didn't anoint you to be liked. He anointed you to be effective. There's a version of you that can't emerge in this atmosphere, and your spirit knows it. That's why you're tossing and turning at night, feeling the ache of unspoken prayers and delayed obedience. You're not just restless, you're resisting. And resistance always prolongs the wilderness. God didn't create you for passive existence. He created you to multiply, move, impact, and evolve. But the enemy's greatest strategy isn't always destruction, it's distraction. If he can't kill your calling, he'll convince you to settle. But you're too anointed to stay stuck. You're too called to stay comfortable. This season is pushing you because it's preparing you. Stop asking for confirmation when obedience is already required. The next level won't feel safe, but it will be sacred. You've been circling the same mountain for too long. Deuteronomy 2:3 says, "You've circled this mountain long enough. Turn north." That's not a suggestion, it's a command. Turn north, turn toward the unknown, turn toward the uncomfortable. Because that restlessness isn't punishment, it's permission. Permission to grow, permission to go, permission to stop explaining your obedience to people who only understand your old season. The call on your life is too urgent for you to keep negotiating with delay. You've prayed, fasted, waited, and now it's time to move. That's why you're restless. Not because God is absent, but because He's ahead of you, waiting where your faith leads.